Hello, my name is Nancy Lee Harris. I'm a hematopathologist at Massachusetts General Hospital in Boston. And I've been invited here to talk about update to the World Health Organization classification of tumors of lymphoid tissue or lymphoid neoplasms. There are several advances that have occurred since the publication of the classification in 2008. And we are in the process of preparing an update which will be published in the next year or two, probably in 2016. So the major advances have been in recognizing small clonal proliferations of both T cells and B cells that may not behave as progressive lymphomas. And these are discovered either incidentally because of special studies or biopsies of lesions that look as though they could be lymphoma, but really are very indolent. So we've tried to devise nomenclature for these lesions that will somehow convey the information that these are clonal and lymphoid, but may not have the potential to progress to a lymphoma that requires treatment. And these occur in both T cells and B cells. Another area of advance has been in subclassification of B-cell lymphomas, both small B-cell lymphomas and more large or aggressive B-cell lymphomas. There are a number of categories that were more poorly defined in the 2008 classification that have been refined or redefined, and we have a number of categories that were considered provisional, but we now have information that permits us to define them better as distinct entities. So there's been a lot of attention to applying this new information to specific categories of T cell and B cell lymphomas. A very important feature has been the recognition of new genetic features associated with many of the T and B cell neoplasms, including the MYD88 mutations that are now recognized to be characteristic of lymphoplasmacytic lymphoma and are helpful in distinguishing it from other lymphomas with plasmacytic differentiation, and the presence of genetic features that may help to define subtypes of peripheral T cell lymphomas and may have an impact on prognosis and could potentially serve as targets for treatment. So the message from the lymphoid neoplasms is that increasingly we're trying to integrate into the classification both morphologic features, clinical features, immunophenotypic features, and importantly, genetic features that help us to define distinct disease entities using all of this information that have clinical and therapeutic implications.